Hey everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. It's me and Lynn. What's up, Lynn? Welcome back to the Quantum Show.
Oh, not as much as you apparently.
What?
Well, yeah, you getting ghostly interference on your phone, and
That was so cool. That was
I'll tell you
so
what, though, the
cool.
1111, that was a confirmation it was her.
Yeah, and the fact that the numbers don't match up. 45 minutes. It should have maybe been 4111, but it was.
Yeah, these are little synchronicities. Did
Mm-hmm.
I say it right?
Yeah, yeah,
Synchronicities,
you did.
that
And those
that
are those are. I don't know. Synchronicities seem to be unconscious, but
yeah.
this was conscious. And the voice on the line, the laughing on the line, at the moment, I said, "Oh, it's an echo." Nah, not after the 111, the 1111.
Realizing that later, when the spirits have a certain window of time before they have to decide which way they're going
Mhm,
and or how they're going. And some, they're like anybody else. They're a little nervous of the trip,
mhm.
but the big thing is to say their goodbyes to their loved ones. And they do this, they do it in their own way. And my brother-in-law said goodbye to his son through a dream. And my sister-in-law actually saw him.
Mhm.
So, and she's, I know you deal in that stuff all of the time. She goes, and I'm just shocked. I'm like, I'm like, this, you'd want a last goodbye, wouldn't you? She goes, oh
Mhm.
my God, yes. She goes, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah, and
There you are.
last goodbyes, right?
Yeah.
Over the years, I have, of course, people have passed away,
Right.
and I had 2 people actually come to me that I can remember, okay? It's so subtle. It's so subtle. These people will pop into my head, and one was a friend, school teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
the other one was a friend I just knew. Um, and they both came to me. They just popped in my head one
Yeah.
day.
It's very much how it works with me. I will suddenly begin to think about someone a great deal, and it might be a last goodbye or it might be a phone call. You never know with me. And it's often
Hmm.
it's I was bothered a few weeks ago, about a month now, about a friend of mine, and it got to where I was worried. And finally, I called her and I said, "Okay, you want to tell me what's going on?" And of course, she's ill and was trying to keep it to herself, and that wasn't working out for her at all. She
Mm.
was she was thinking about a lot of things, and unaliving herself was one of those.
Mm.
And I'm like, "So you want to do that?" I says, "It's not as bad as you think it is." you know.
Yeah.
And she went to the doctor. She had a number of tests done and tests run, and it's not as bad as she thought it was. So, know, I'm glad that I got to her first.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. They pop in, and
Everybody has this gift. They do.
they just don't listen to it. Right.
Yes.
Everyone does have this. You just gotta get over the disbelief. Oh well, that's just made up. That's kid stuff. No, it's the stuff is
Yeah,
real.
I'm imagining things. That's a big one.
Hmm. And
And
something, you know what? Something that helps bridge the gap. because we're tactile feeling people, right?
Right.
Wearing a crystal pendant that, and if they have the idea, this is my walkie-talkie, it will know that. It's just it's a little thing. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be given to you. You can go down to Walmart and buy one, whatever.
Just bless it. I mean,
Even
whether you're Christian or Buddhist or what, just bless the thing because
even before that, the
yeah,
Muggles don't do that. They think they got to be special. So you just got to tell them this is your quantum walk. This is your quantum walkie. Where is it? Dang, it, here
where
it
is
is.
it? Why is it around your neck?
Oh, this is this is one of the,
Oh, the big one.
yeah.
Okay.
If someone just picks up one piece of crystal, says this is the crystal, this is the walkie-talkie, and they keep it with them, that is manifestation,
And
and
it amplifies.
it
It
amplifies,
does.
and it is a computer. It does what it's told. It becomes a walkie-talkie. You can
Mm-hmm.
send and receive. I've done it so much. Raven knows what I'm talking about. Leslie knows what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
all had the experience of these things, right? Hey, Eric
Well,
Smith, welcome back to the show. I'm glad you came back. Thanks, man. Welcome back.
yeah. So many people are afraid what someone else is going to think. And I assure you, someone's going to not like it.
Yeah,
Someone's going to hate you because of it. Somebody's going to love you because of it too.
yeah. Have and
You
the
know,
main a good way to get it
doesn't
going is
matter.
put it in the mainstream. I don't know about y'all, but I have been looking at. I look at Facebook, right, and there
Yeah.
is this $50 pendant being sold right now, and it's apparently got rave reviews, and it's a crystal with some stuff on it, right? That's all it is.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna
Stuff.
try to see.
I'm sort of confused. Stuff. What
Raven,
stuff?
hold on.
Uh,
Metals, like little bits of metal. Raven is
okay.
supposed to be a moderator. Let me
How'd
go.
that happen?
I don't know. Raven was a moderator. Well, maybe a while back
There's
we
some
had some
mixed up stuff
trolls.
going on in
Yeah,
there.
we had some troll stuff happen
Yeah,
a
I
while
bet
back.
that's what
Maybe,
happened. Yeah, Raven's right. They work to amplify, store, and reflect energy. They
yes.
very much do those things.
They're computers, and they will do
Now, your
what they're
crystal, is
programmed
it
to
a
do.
gemstone or is it a quartz crystal?
It's a quartz. This one that I have here,
No,
it
the
is a
one you were talking about.
yeah, it's a quartz.
Okay. Well, related quartz is one of the more powerful quartzes, I feel. To happen to have some, and it's really very it's important to store 'em, real important. So, it's sort of the sort of thing that you use that to focus your energy on, to receive your energy from, and to guide your energy out.
Hmm.
And when I say energy, I'm talking about prayers, about intentions,
Or last week,
about
psionics,
yeah.
any of that, all of it is where it's all the energy. It's what you make of it. Me and Raven had some stuff go down. We both killed two computers using our crystals. We turned
Hmm.
them up all the way.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
know we weren't supposed to. Two computers on both our ends died. I lost two. She lost two.
I
Maybe
think
she
one of
had
the
one.
first times I ever used crystal energy, and Storm looked at me and said, "You stay away with that from my computer."
Hmm.
you know, good memories.
Hmm.
I like tourmaline. It's a very strong gemstone,
Yeah.
and it is a sort of a stone, if you will. It's just that, and our gemstones are crystals of sorts, and it's not so much what they're made of; it's their color and vibration.
Right. Their vibe now that gets into some deep waters with
Oh, yeah.
with the way things are put together. Okay. Now any crystal can do it, but each one, like any car can drive, but only so many cars can go on a racetrack. Only so
Right.
many cars can go off road. Only so many cars can go through mud or deep water. And it's,
And it is.
but they can all
When
take
you
you to the grocery
realize,
store.
yeah, they can
Hmm.
all get you to the drugstore and you'll be fine going there. The
Hmm.
thing is with crystal, and I like working with crystals. I work with crystals quite a lot. Uh, One of the beauties of that and being able to choose among them, you don't necessarily have to choose the most expensive one you lay your hands on. Now,
Yeah.
you do want to get a good one. When I say a good one that has moderately good quality. And
Well,
that's for
sure.
yourself, so you don't, if you drop the thing, it doesn't shatter in a million pieces.
Right. You
You
don't
know,
want it pre-cracked. But
right?
there are times when here's what I did to get this quartz, right? I went on Amazon and I got bulk crystal from Brazil. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, it's from Brazil. Brazil's covered up, okay? And
Brazil's a good place to get those from.
yeah, I got it and it was product of Brazil. I said it said made in Brazil. I'm like, "No, no, no. No person made this."
My
And
favorite uh bracelet of all time is a amethyst quartz,
mm,
and it is a deep blue violet amethyst,
oh, y'all know that
and it was
crystal
from
for
Brazil.
that crystal I got?
Hmm.
Shingoji gave it to me.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
apparently it was meant for Leslie because I left it with her. Now she's wearing it. That's her link to the Crystal Network. And yeah, that is her link. But though and those crystals serve as a physical validation for people to go,
Yes.
this is my way to do it. You don't need it, but it helps. You
It's a
know?
focal point.
Right. It's a focal point.
It's something that your mind can grasp, look at, see its purpose, and move on with it. Himalayan pink salt is
Fire.
expiring. What?
I got a salt lamp. This thing is cool. This thing is just it's
Oh,
heavy.
Tim,
It's a rock.
Tim. I hope you're teasing because salt doesn't expire
He's teasing. There's
ever,
a meme.
ever,
There's a
never,
out
ever.
there. There's a meme out there that says that shows a thing of salt, a container of salt for table salt,
Uh-huh.
and it shows an expiration date. It says, "Wow, they dug it up just in time."
Yeah, yeah, and that's the truth of it too. I mean, it's one of the it's a mineral. It can't go bad,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
it's a meme.
And I saw that and said, "Please don't make me hurt you." You know, don't throw that away. No how.
Yeah, I picked up that salt lamp, and it changed the vibe in this room ever
Mhm,
so slightly, and it's for good. It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. It just adjusted it, like fine tuning, kind of, sorta.
mhm. Well,
And here's the
salt
thing
was
about
used in the old days.
yeah, here's the thing about salt lamps, right? Um, okay, we have frequencies, right? Now,
Yes.
what a salt lamp does is it very gently throws out ions because the light passes through it, it drags ions behind it, shakes them loose, and sheds them around it. And that kind of is a negative ion generator, but a very low key to where it's actually good for tuning up. Not
Right.
like an ion generator that is one of those big electronic deals where it gives you a headache and makes you dizzy, and it really they have them. You can
Oh
buy them
yeah.
or you
The
can build them, but this is a very calm
natural, very natural and
and
very gentle.
and it fits in. It doesn't cause, interference.
No.
This doesn't cause interference. the ion generators that you buy do cause interference.
Now,
And
one of the things that I'm sure you know, but perhaps our audience just not, is that a salt lamp, in and of itself, because it is salt and because it is releasing all of that joy and goodness, into the air, is essentially what they used to use in throwing negativity out. You know, you put regular salt, you put mineral salt like Himalayan salt. The simple table salt will work on your doors, on your lintels, in your windows. Uh, don't forget the doggy door, and this will prevent negative things from coming in your house. And ants don't like it either. And one of the did I lose you?
I had my mic off. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Um, one of the things with using salt, you've heard of the old wives' tale where you build a salt shaker, you toss a bit over a shoulder for good luck. That's was a very real thing.
Hmm.
You want to call it an old wives' tale if you want to, but uh, in the old days, losing salt like that was a catastrophe.
Hmm.
That's why they did that.
Yeah, salt was expensive.
It
There were
was.
salt mines. Well, it still costs money because it's got to be mined or
Right.
taken
It's
out.
not nearly as expensive as it was. I mean, the old adage, worth your salt,
Right.
is from the Roman times when people were actually paid in salt,
Hmm.
So, these old uh, ideas and sayings have their basis in reality.
Yeah, and a lot. You know what? Speaking of things that have a basis in reality, I went to a friend of the family. She's a big church lady, but she's got a vibe to her. She knows what's up. Okay, but she chooses the church way. I'm like, okay, it's cool. And I would go and I would help her out, and I cleaned her windows. Right.
Mhm.
This is funny. I've told this before, but this is perfect. Just speaking of the kind of thing, we're still doing spirit communication,
Oh
okay?
yeah.
But just speaking of, she goes, "Let me get you the let me get you the water." I'm like, "Get me the water? I'm gonna make you a bucket of water to clean the windows with." I'm like, okay." Salt and vinegar. Salt, salt,
That
water.
sparkles windows really well.
Yeah, and
Also protects them.
here's what vinegar and salt do. I know you know this, but for the audience, right? Vinegar dispels, okay?
That's right.
Vinegar helps to dispel, and when you put an effort into it, you're cleaning. That's the intent. That's manifestation, intent. You're cleaning. And the salt, now, it was such a little amount that it didn't leave crust on the windows, right? But
No, it would be just a little.
it would just be a tiny little, it doesn't have to be much, right?
Hmm.
Salt is a barrier.
That's right. It's a
Dispel,
barrier to evil.
dispel, and a barrier.
Yeah.
And she knew what was up. I was like, "Wait a minute, I know what this is, church lady." And so do you. I didn't confront her about it.
Oh no, 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 no. She's, Tennessee. There, she's probably a little old powwow woman, and she does a little bit of white magic here and there.
Yeah, they don't
And
they don't
pardon
call it
me,
just it's
and I
you know
won't
what?
call it that. No,
It's the Appalachian way, right? She's
right?
from here, and this is the Appalachian way. That's
That's how
it's
my granny did it. Don't give me no trash.
right. It's the and it's approved because well, I'm not going to get further into it. It's not important. um,
Yeah, it didn't need to be brought up, and would have surely given her trouble had it been.
Yeah, I wasn't. Then I told a joke
And
about gravity.
about what?
Gravity. She said, um, they were talking about. I had to go up a ladder, and she goes something, or no, I was talking to somebody else, and she was there, and they said, "Be careful on the ladder." I'm like, "Oh," and I say something like, "Getting up is the hard part. Getting down's easy. Me and
Yeah.
gravity, we're like this." Yes, it's so
Sometimes it's
dumb. It's
quicker than others.
me and gravity, we're like this.
Now, did you throw a little of that wash water over you before you used it?
I'm sure I did. I was splashing all over the place.
No, no, I mean
I
with
know I didn't.
intention.
No, the intention
Okay,
was
because with intention, and you mustn't do this with Fabuloso or something like that, okay? Because
right.
you will get burned. But that little simple vinegar and wash water, you throw that over your shoulder, your both your shoulders, and that will keep you from falling on the
No,
ladder.
no. Hey, Eric Smith is
There's an old
going.
one.
Eric Smith is turning up the quantums. I'm going to read
Uh-oh.
off what he's saying. He's saying almost all stars end up as white dwarfs, and all white dwarfs stars turn into crystal spheres. Billions of white dwarfs. I need documentation for that part. Billions of white dwarfs in our galaxy have already completed this process. This includes our own sun, which will become a crystal white dwarf in about 10 billion years. Well, I won't be here for it. Somebody will. The
I'm pretty
doctor
sure
will
I
be
will
here.
be here too.
These
You know.
celestial crystal spheres have a very dense refractive index, slowing down light. Great information transmitter. I will add to that focusing and um, filtering, right? And he goes on. Thus, a celestial crystal network on the order of tens of thousands throughout the universe can can access ancestral knowledge in the cosmological construct of space time. Yeah, it's been there. It recorded all of that, and it's just waiting for somebody. And I'm pretty sure people are out there tapping it, right?
Well, I listened to a lecture by Neil Tyson Grayson, I think is how
Neil
his name.
deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse
DeGrace.
Tyson.
Yes, there you go. And he was saying that if you sit down and really realize that we're all made of the stars.
Yep, star stuff.
Isn't that romantic? We have ashes from stars making up our body. It sounds good, but
Yeah,
it's very true. I think that part of our ability to connect with deity and the rest of it is this very process. You
right
know.
here on Earth, we have our very own little node that we can mess with. We can talk through it. And you know what? When you meditate with these, you have to have the intent. You basically have to set up a protocol. Okay.
Mhm.
What do you want to say? What do you want to hear? Who do you want to hear it? It's complicated. But once you do it and you figure out how it works, it always works.
The scientific
Oh,
mind.
right. And it will go with emotions, it will go with
Mhm.
chaos, it'll go with whatever. It's
Yeah.
waiting for instruction, just like any computer. And if you put into it order, like a protocol,
Yeah.
um, Frank knows. Frank knows what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Sure he
Then
does.
if you set it up like TCP/IP, set it like a network connection,
Mhm.
then it will act like a network connection because that's what you're programming it to
Mm.
do. That's what you're telling.
It tickles me you're saying this because he said pretty much the same thing about them. And of course, for someone as grounded in science as you two are, the fact that you're able to reach out and grab these more significant truths and integrate them into your thought process with with
Yeah. Well, here's
the
the thing.
rest of it, it was good.
Here's the thing about science. Observation, right? We
Yes.
both do this. It's an observable. Now, here's an observation that we can't make sense of, but it's still there. Bumblebees don't fly like a bird. They don't have aerodynamic flight. They levitate because
Hmm.
they enter a frequency with the beating of their wings and the little chamber in their head that they have a frequency. They don't fly conventionally like a bird, but yet they do. They appear to. How do we rationalize it? That's just the wild kingdom. We don't rationalize it. We say, we don't
No.
know why this works. There's also a beetle that does that. It has
Hmm.
no flight wings. It vibrates, it levitates, right? And
And that's all a matter of frequency.
yeah, and it's still okay. That is an observable fact.
Right.
We can't explain it. Well, here's what I believe Frank and I are doing. We are observing the fact that these crystals, things happen around them,
Right.
but not all the time. Things have to enable them, right?
Hmm.
When you enable them, here's we're talking scientific fact, right? This is the scientific method: experimentation, uh, expected result, outcome, theory, right?
Right.
And or postulation, excuse me.
Now,
Wayne can correct me. He's in there. He's still working over here. I
now,
hear you, bro.
what you call your thesis, I call my book of shadows.
Hmm. Well,
What's different here? There isn't one.
right, and it's an observational thing that we're both doing. Like, well, if this does this, then can I do this? And we poke and we prod and we try and we blow up computers and we figure out how to not blow up computers, right? And I'm not going to do it now, but I've got a piece of stone over here. I held it up when I was using the phone before I got the camera. I held
Hmm.
it up, it glitched. When I bought some crystals in that bag, I told y'all about this. I bought these crystals and and I was paying with a card, right? And I had the crystals in my hand with the card in my hand. It wouldn't work. Twice, it wouldn't work. I'm like, hold on, this is a crystal shop, right? And I'm sure this chick was a muggle that just bought them from China, right? And I'm like, hold on. And I set the crystals away from it. I'm like, and it worked. But they
Yeah.
do interrupt electromagnetic fields. And
Well,
I didn't know what to do with them yet. So they were just kind of on.
a,
I was
a
pressed.
lot of times you'll get them, and a number of people have handled them, and that energy and positivity or negativity, and no matter which, but that interaction with them, just holding them, can
Leaves instructions on
it
them.
it can do that. It can also corrupt them a little bit.
Yep. Oh,
And the
and
best way to handle that corruption is to give them water, put them in a water bath,
mhm,
and bless the whole business and cleanse it intentionally.
yep.
And voila, a nice clean crystal.
Yep. Wu is talking about, since we're talking about suns and planets and crystals and question, February 28th this year, 7 planets will be in alignment during this time. Is it better to set intentions? It's always a good time. It's
Sure,
always a good time.
it's not
But
going to hurt anything to.
yeah, go ahead, go for it. Other people are going to be doing it. Do it.
Now, I will say that Keith is more the astrologer than we are,
Right.
and his show is running right now.
Right.
So if that's truly very important to you, you might just duck in there and ask him.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
he's
I've
got his own
I've
thing. I'm
got
not going to
news on
interrupt.
Keith. I got news on Keith.
Oh,
Yeah, the other night on Tuesday night, we were doing a show, and he was doing his regular show stuff. I believe on the Ashkashik Records,
oh, the casket rep.
and and that attendance went out of this world.
Oh yeah.
It did. It was great. And I asked one lady how she found us, and uh, she found him through a new to you uh, tab on YouTube.
Right.
So that was kind of an interesting thing,
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm glad
but
that.
it just went bananas that night. So congrats.
Yeah,
We've
congrats to
been waiting for a
all them
breakthrough.
shout outs. Wayne is I don't know if this is I don't think this is a correction, right? Talking about the scientific process. Wayne and I are both very scientifically minded.
Oh
Observation,
yeah.
hypothesis. He's a school teacher. He literally teaches
Well,
science.
that's the
So,
right thing to be doing. It's these journals and keeping tabs on things
yeah,
is extraordinarily important to being able to duplicate the process.
right. Observation. I'm going to read it out for the people who are like maybe driving. Observation, hypothesis, experiment, collect data, conclusion, have someone retest. Very simple list, but each step can get complicated. Yes,
Hmm.
right. I did an experiment and I didn't set it up correctly. The experiment was the observation of this dude. He took salt, non iodized salt, and he put him in. He was going to do some kind of experiment. He made salt water in petri dishes. You remember me doing this?
Hmm.
Okay, he did. He put. Now I did it wrong. He did something different than I didn't realize until afterwards, and I haven't redone it. Right? I got the micro camera out. Observation: crystals are talking. Crystals, okay, right? Crystals communicate. Hypothesis: crystals do what they're told. They operate on some kind of a frequency. The experiment was put salt water in a petri dish, let it evaporate. He added a variable that he didn't realize, and I realized it later. Collect the data. The outcome of it in his experiment was the crystals formed pyramids. He had two of these, right? And he got one. It's in there. It's stuck to a saltwater thing, right? He took a cut crystal pyramid
Hmm.
and put it in salt water, and took another one with no crystal. And now, what he wanted to happen was it all turned into pyramids. Here's what happened: the one here, it crystallized into pyramidal shapes. The one with the crystal in it.
Okay.
Okay, and that's he collected that data. Over here, only salt water. It formed cubules, right? Cube shapes, rectangles, squares, right? And then what
So what was the difference? Was it the introduction of water?
sunlight. It was sunlight. That was what he did not record. Why now he's waiting for water to evaporate. That you can't just sit there. It's like watching paint dry, right? He
Yeah,
set
there's
him in
just
the
so much of
window.
that you can stand.
Right. He set him in a windowsill in his area. The variable was not water and crystal and salt. The variable was the data being put in. Sunlight. Sunlight was being put in. That's what I didn't do. And I read his experiment and it didn't mention sunlight, right? I did the experiment. I put it on top of a shelf, no sunlight. Okay. It
So it
only
didn't turn out as well.
uh, uh, only artificial light. It didn't turn out at all. I got
Uh-huh.
two things of salt cubules. And then I
Uh-huh.
reread, I'm like, what did he do? Now, his intention was to use only salt crystal water. What
Right.
he accidentally did was introduce sunlight to it. Well,
Hmm.
sunlight is, I don't know, it's sunlight, right? It's
Have
very
you have
active.
you have you tried it since?
No, I haven't done that. And okay, have someone retest. I was that someone, right?
Hmm.
Conclusion. water, crystals program, crystals talk to other crystals. They do. What information could be, let's take that into consideration. What information could be passed from a stable crystal to a malleable, unstable crystal, right? You add water to quartz, it doesn't dissolve, right? It
No.
stays quartz. You add water to salt, it dissolves.
Right.
Okay. You take it out, take the water out. What what's going on in there? Well, when you set it up on a dark shelf, nothing happens. Okay. And he put it in a windowsill. Sunlight hit both. Okay. Now the salt with the crystal in it apparently was the crystal was taken in the sunlight. All of it was taken in sunlight that was energizing it. Now they're all these crystals let light go through somehow.
Hmm.
It traps it, it focuses it, filters it, etc. Okay. So then he got the other one. There was no instruction given. It was just getting sunlight, but it didn't have any kind of other instruction. The the pyramid, the crystal pyramid, the only instruction is this is me. It's like an identifier, okay? This is me. And it sent it out. And it apparently this is what I see happen, right? The other forming crystals took that information and said, this is him, this is me. This is me. Became that with the introduction of sunlight. Not that it was in the water, but the sunlight was the active power source, right? Not the
Yeah.
crystal. The sun
It was
was
an energizer.
right. It was going in and just enough to get a dial tone going across all the crystal potential, right? And the salt, when it formed its crystal parts, it formed in a pyramid. I need to redo it. I've got plenty of these things. I've got plenty of salt. I've got one crystal pyramid. I need to order more. But anyway, yeah, it was sunlight. Samo was like, sunlight. Yep. And
No,
thank you.
and it makes sense though that there would be a source of energy using sunlight as a source of energy.
Right. Because this wire, this is a USB cable, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
we know it's a data cable, it's a charging cable, but what's missing? Electricity. We have to put
Right.
power through it for it to do anything.
Useless without it.
This salt lamp it's got an LED lamp in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a chunk of crystal that does nothing but sit there until you do something to it. Now, this is very low level, but it's shooting light through there. Okay, and it's dragging ions along with it. Not very far, probably about this far. Probably about that far. I have yet to be able to record because now I can't use an EMF because it's got an LED in it and that's electric. If I had, it's it gets complicated, right? And yeah, sunlight was the power. You put something in, it's not a one hit wonder. You hit and it goes out, and the signals can't. It just stops, right? It just dies
Right.
out. The light goes, but if you stream sunlight in there, it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. It adds light, it adds a modicum of heat, and it takes whatever instruction with it, right? That is the observation. That is what I found out. And he didn't even list it in his experiment. I just noticed it as a background detail. He set it in a windowsill to the outside where there is sun.
See,
Therefore, it did that, right? So we're
see,
going,
and this is a a really a rather rudimentary mistake. You
yeah,
know.
he didn't take good notes and he didn't control the environment. If it had
Yeah.
been, I did this experiment. If it had been in a dark room on the top of a dark shelf, nothing would have happened.
No, no.
Because that's what happened with me. If I'd have put it in, I don't have one that is you can set stuff
And
on,
he
right?
would have
I won't.
chalked it up as a failure when it was simply missing a component.
Oh, I'm right. I'm not. No, I'm putting our findings together.
No, I
He
meant
said to me,
he
right.
would have thought it was a failure.
I'm not gonna think about what he thought because I don't have it. He's a Russian dude, right?
No, you have no idea what he's thinking.
No, but it seems like he put his conditions forward, but he didn't mention the sunlight because it wasn't part of his experiment. Only saltwater crystal. But he added sunlight. That's changing the environment. And I'm all about changing the environment to make things happen. And there are lots of experiments for that. But
Hmm.
I need to do it again. I need to do it again. And uh Wayne is saying put crystals under a lot of pressure, you get light. Yes, pressure
Yeah,
is power. You put something in, you get light. And particularly pressure, triboluminescence. And
yeah,
let's see, Tim is saying,
and he's right. Absolutely. When you do an experiment of any kind, you have to note everything.
right,
You know, whether it's you're under phosphorescent lights or what
or
have you,
this or sunlight. And I
candlelight for that
didn't
matter.
realize that until after the experiment. I even came on here with with a microscope camera. Do you remember that show? Me, you, and Raven, and I think Keith were on here. I came on with I got a microscope camera over here. It's really chintzy. Thanks, Timu. But whatever, right? You got the job done. You move it a little bit and the whole thing turns into a blur. But I focused in and I showed the
I
corner.
remember something like that. Yes.
Yeah, it's big green. I put the corner of the pyramid on the screen and to show that it's there. And I went outward and showed the crystals were all squares, cubes, rectangles, whatever, square cubules. Um, but that was before I realized he was adding sunlight. He didn't even note that. I noted it after the fact. I'm like, then I started thinking about, well, what were the environments like? What did he do that I didn't do? He put it in a windowsill. I put it on a top shelf. Different. It's a different environment.
Yeah.
And
And that's the difference in the overall
that was the experiment. The
results too.
experiment was right. And
He thinks in vodka.
I I am postulating that the sunlight was the difference between his and mine. I haven't retested. I need to retest.
Well, I think that it behoove you to simply to set that matter to rest,
Right. And
one way or another.
Wayne saying what you're saying about controlling the environment and taking notes is what makes the scientific method difficult. Yep, everything needs to be accounted for. Yeah. He didn't and I didn't, and I only realized it until afterwards. And I have yet to redo the experiment. I think I did it last year. It was a good experiment. But okay, getting back to what the title is spirit communication. And now I like to think that these electronics are all susceptible, right? Now I could break out all the gear. I've got a bunch of gear. The only thing I don't have is a Geiger counter. And I tried to get one, but it was a rip off. It was not. It wasn't real. Thanks, Timu. Right?
Well,
Note,
but
note to the
did you
audience.
say you want to? Yeah, now I lost my thought. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But note to the audience: do not try to buy a Geiger counter on Timu. They're fake. Okay, They're not real.
So are an awful lot of their what they, USD RAM cards. You better take that apart and make sure you're not getting a whole bunch of little gigabyte
You
cards.
mean USB? You said USD, like
Oh, I'm sorry, USB.
USB memory
I'm
card.
not good at acronyms. I'm really not.
Okay. Wayne is going on. Quartz absorbing photons would be interesting because they will record environmental factors, possible human energy getting stored in crystals up at the location of death. Maybe. Just thought, yes, very good observation. And um, electronics, right, contain quartz crystals. All these
Mhm.
microprocessors use quartz, but they're not mined quartz, they're created quartz. They're not as good, but they do the electrical job, right?
Right.
Some of them are mined, but
Some of they would have to, in order to use them in the way that they want to use them, they have to be in their purer form, I would think,
mm,
simply to get a consistent reaction from them.
right, because you take a crystal that I got from Amazon from Brazil, it's gonna
Mhm.
have facets and breaks and micro cracks and
Oh
microfractures.
yeah,
I'm not gonna know anything about it. Yeah, when you go to Temu, yeah, a lot of equipment can be got on Temu,
it can, and you just as buyer beware,
right?
You get stuff on Amazon too, and you better beware there too. Walmart, and it's right in there pitching.
Yep. And let's see, I'm Eric is saying to Wayne. That's why I brought up the celestial crystal spheres have a very dense reactive refractive index, slowing down light for that reason. Okay.
Okay.
And what was what was worth a try, Samo? But and I believe he's responding to Eric. Now, how do you test that? Kill someone over some crystals? Haha, no. That's why a lot of the paranormal needs new science and physical science has a hard time. Yeah, you got people who are skeptic. Here's the thing about scientists in the paranormal, right? They're so skeptical that they disbelieve what they see, and that affects the outcome because you it affects the outcome. If you believe it's going to be a certain way, you will make it that way, be it a reading, a situation, or whatever. Okay, you will end up making it that way.
Mm.
That's our manifestation, and
This
that's
this
why
quantum stuff, this quantum stuff is proving that hand
it's
over
right.
fist.
It's quantum. It's already. It started being observed in the 70s, right?
Mhm.
Scientifically, the frickin' Denver IBM. They were trying to design a new chip, right? I forget which chip they ended up with. Probably the 8088. I don't remember, but when you and this is documented. Okay, the eggheads were all sitting around saying, and they were busy on their work, and they said, okay, wouldn't it be cool if tomorrow we came in and the atoms spelled IBM, and they frickin' did. And it wasn't the logo, but it was the
Oh my
letters,
God.
and it wasn't no
You know,
stylized nothing either.
no, but they didn't think that. It didn't instruct it that way. Uh,
Oh,
a
but
lot
they
of
did.
manifesting has to be set up to manifest
Mm-mm.
just as you describe.
Okay,
You know,
now what they did was they didn't realize they were using their intention, and they set the intention. What do we got? What do you need for a protocol? What you're saying,
Mhm.
who you're saying it to, how you're saying it to them.
And what do you
Crystal.
believe?
r- r- That's it. That's the method. They thought about this on their way out the door, and they thought about it all night long, or presumably a lot, right?
Uh-huh.
So you have the message. And then you have the intent and the belief.
They
They
got
didn't have to believe,
excited. They
huh?
got excited about the
They pushed in
possibility.
energy, and they
Yes,
imagined it happening. They manifested it, and it had a physical effect on these uh, crystal atoms, right?
exactly.
So the protocol was met. You had message. Who are you talking to? What message are you trying to say? That right there is called UDP. Okay. It's a broadcast message, no reply needed. It just happened. The machine, which was the crystals, reacted by forming the letters IBM. Now, it wasn't the logo, right? But it was that. Okay.
The logo wasn't prescribed in this. I
It
would give you
said
dollars to donuts if they'd had thought
letters,
about the logo.
letters IBM. the protocol was satisfied. That is UDP protocol, where here's a message for you. Here's how I'm telling you. I don't need a reply. That's UDP. That is literally a network protocol that exists that is in existence right now. And guess what uses it? YouTube. YouTube is not waiting to see if you saw the show or not. YouTube is just sending it out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's and okay. Here we go. Wayne saying all of us that watch these group of shows are now entangled. Yeah, we are in the quantum. This I call it the quantum network. We are all influencing each other just by thought. The next thing you know, we're in sync and making shows that all point to one place. Yep. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I don't fight it. That's why when I watch, I don't even watch all of them. Right? I don't have a time to watch every show. There's so many of them. But then all of a sudden, me, Wayne, Amy, Rich, uh,
All of a sudden, you're all talking
we're
about the same
all
thing.
right. We're all talking about a similar topic topic set, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's like, what happened here? We don't.
There was no memo sent. I know there
No,
wasn't.
we don't. I don't. They don't listen to me, and they don't talk to me. Mostly. I mean, Amy, we talk a little bit,
Yeah,
but
but not so she would understand or know what she was planning next.
no, not at all. Yeah,
And
and
yet there it is.
how many times, Wayne, have I have not had a chance to watch any shows? You have not had a chance to watch my shows, and yet we're doing something of the same topic, right? I've lost count of how many shows that we're all kind of doing the same thing. And who's a big one is that guy from Vetted, right? Now he Vetted is funny. He is a 100% pure D muggle, okay? And he is like reporting on UFOs, all right? Samo is putting in glowing crystals after sunlight exposure. I will have to check that out, right? Vetted is a great example because he will cover topics that are related to what he wants to talk about, but it's also related to what I'm doing. It's also been related to what you're doing, Wayne. It's yeah, Patrick. He follows the waves, follows where the waves take him, right? But he's very good at getting the point across. He doesn't do a lot of long format stuff. He does things like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, right? And let me see. I will check out this link and I will have to see about it later. Too easy, all too easy. Yeah, Vetted is he's good to watch. Go see him sometimes. He doesn't follow us. He follows us, right? Doesn't even realize. And coming in the door, we got Raven coming in from the cat dimension. Hey, Raven.
Hey, how you doing tonight? I've been
Pretty
listening.
Pet Star.
Yeah, I've had quite an evening with the cats tonight. Yes, I'm sorry I'm late.
That's
They
okay.
just don't cooperate.
You're not late. You're here when you were meant to be here.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Oh,
You're
good.
in right now. Let me tell you.
I want to hear about this hellhound. I am jazzed about that.
This guy's terrified me. I mean, I don't recall ever being that scared. And in a primal, very, 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 very primal way. Well, let me set this up and tell you what was going on. Okay, at the time this happened, I was 18. And I was out of my mind with grief. I had lost my boyfriend a couple months prior to a motorcycle accident, and I was at his gravesite. And it's this little country cemetery that's not very big, and it happened to be right across the road from my grandparents' house, the farm that they used to have. And so I knew the cemetery very well. I used to go with my grandpa and hunt rabbits and stuff. So I was very comfortable there, so I didn't mind being there at night. And I was sitting, and I would go out there and talk to him, and I saw something move over here to the right. And I looked over, and this animal, he was his coat was black, and it was really a dark night. His yellow eyes, 2 yellow eyes were just staring at me. And I had such a primal fear. It just literally took my breath away. I nearly peed my pants. I was so scared.
Oh my.
I mean, that was that scared. And I just froze. And I get shooken up just even talking about it. I can hear my voice quivering.
That's how we know it's real.
He
That
was like,
doesn't go away.
and I thought, this is it. I'm going to die. This thing's going to leap over here and go for my throat, and it's going to be over with. And I thought, you know what? That's not such a bad idea. At the time, I was so depressed, I really didn't care. Kind of thought, oh, well, this is kind of a cool way to go. All this shit was going through my mind like lightning speed, right? And we had a kind of a stare down, and because he stopped too, and he was maybe 6 feet away from me. And then the eyes were like glowing. They're so yellow, and they're so deep, and they almost have like an iridescence to them,
Yeah.
Otherworldly. You can just tell that this is not an ordinary wolf, and it's definitely not a dog. He would have stood, okay, I'm 5'6", and this thing, I would say his shoulders would have been just like about breast high on me. It was almost, I mean, he was huge. Just
yeah, they are
huge.
Very huge.
And he just turned and looked forward then and just kind of moseyed. He didn't go fast. He just kind of moseyed off and just walked off. And I'm just watching him go. And then he just vanished. He got about 20 feet away.
He decided not to mess with you?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe he, I was too depressed. I wasn't going to be any fun.
Just take me. I'm done. Huh?
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't want to attack the willing. I don't know. But it was, and then he vanished right before my eyes. He just vanished. There's like a little gravel road that all of the little roads
all open. You couldn't have missed him if you wanted to, huh? Yeah, I've seen those.
Idea for you, Raven. Here's an idea for you. I got asked as a comparator, right? I got asked, how am I not scared when I see off-worlders here? And I say, first I refuse fear, then I know they're not here for me. But I'm aware. I'm able to see.
We're getting a double.
We're getting a Raven.
Volume.
Yeah. I don't have any other devices turned on to YouTube.
Well, how are you hearing the show, Raven?
I'm hearing it through my phone.
Right. Your phone is right next to your microphone. Your speaker is right next to your microphone.
No, it's the speaker that's in the phone. I don't have
right next to the microphone in the phone.
Oh, what do I do?
Let me echo cancellation is on, but that's different. Okay.
Let me get to my mic.
Okay, now see? No, it's you're echoing. You're echoing.
Okay, let me turn the volume down. Maybe that would help.
You can't hear us then.
Well, I'll just turn the volume down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Maybe.
You got any of these?
You have earphones in?
No. No. The wonderful set that you got me really got catified.
Oh.
And I haven't replaced them.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's a small enough echo I can deal with it, right? Okay.
Well,
I think what happened with your situation is you were open to seeing that kind of thing. You were in a frequency set. You were feeling bad. You were feeling depressed. He was there, but not for you. But you still saw him. and that's why he turned away. But you were so close, you were like kind of tuning into his whole band set, and I think that's why you got scared because his waves were stronger than your waves, but you're on the same radio frequency, kinda. And then you heard him, but he wasn't there for you, so he left. He just took off, and he went closer to where he needed to be, which wasn't where you are, right? I've seen a black critter twice here, right? It's been a long time, but I was driving down the road and it was nighttime, so I'm saying this is not definite for sure, right? But I saw a medium-sized dog thing. Think not like a mastiff, but more like a German Shepherd size,
Mm-hmm.
all black,
Mm-hmm.
walk away from the road once. And
I've
then
seen it.
you're right. It wasn't there for me. I saw him though. And I was like, bright lights. And it was still there. Light was not shining through it. So, but it wasn't, I didn't see any eyes, so I don't think it was looking at me, and I don't think it was there for me, right? But I think that what you saw was there, but it wasn't there for you. You know what I mean? So it
Mm-hmm.
turned away and walked away and went to where it needed to be more than where you were. Hmm?
Mm. On
Yeah.
that same subject, I've seen them. They're forest elementals, and a lot of times they're hellhounds too. I mean, they're two distinct things. But when I saw it, I was a small child, and I was with my father driving in the night, and in some very very deep, thick woods in southern Ohio. So the this thing walked out in front of our vehicle, and Dad stopped, and he told me, he said, "Don't look at him." He goes, "Look down." He goes, "If he decides he wants this thing, he's going to have it because I don't have good glass in the windshield." I'm like, "Oh, that's comforting, you
Yeah.
know." And this thing must have stared at us for a couple minutes. It wasn't long, in retrospect, but it was long enough to give me the screaming memes. And, we ignored it, and it finally decided that its best job was to leave. But we didn't antagonize it, not at all. It was so huge it could have laid its head on the top of Dad's truck,
Yeah.
on the engine block. And he was huge. If we'd hit him, if he had been corporeal, uh, he'd have wrecked our truck.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
was he
Massive
real?
big
No,
chest.
he was not real. He disappeared right in front of my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So,
This guy looks solid as could be. I could not see the tombstone behind him when he walked.
mhm.
And it seemed like he had a lot more hair, almost like you know how a lion's mane is bigger, not that dramatic, but it seemed like he had more hair, like right around here and in the front of his chest was like
Yeah,
thicker, or curlier, or
yeah.
something like that.
Wolves have like a mane sort of
Yeah,
arrangement in their face.
and definitely the energy was masculine. And what I heard in my head was hellhounds. That's how I identified. I didn't know anything about cryptids or anything at that point in
I
time.
I was 6 years old. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
No way. I asked my dad what it was, and he's pretty much said like you, it's a hellhound. And I said, "Who's he for?" And I didn't pay attention to the answer real well, and he said, "Probably for me." You know,
So, is that their job? I've not ever looked into it very. Is that
I
their job?
don't know much about him.
I don't need it.
It would be it's outside of my skill set.
Nathan, do you know what their job is? Or
Well, according to all the tales that I've ever heard, it is to set up the environment and escort souls to where they need to go. They're not good or bad. It's just they seem weird to us because they're such a different thing than us. They're so a different frequency. They're on a different wavelength. But close to death, when the veil is thin, or during depression, or high excitement, people have seen them in war zones. People have seen them in graveyards. People have seen them at funerals. Um,
that would make sense.
and I think they're kind of escorts. They're neither good or bad. And I that makes me think maybe that's what it has to do with the Egyptian
Anubis.
Yes.
right? Because well, we personify things as humans. But this thing is clearly dog-shaped humans. That's like
Well,
maybe
that
a
was
specific way of doing
from
it.
the Egyptian. The Anubis was the escort to the afterlife, to
Right.
hell, or to paradise,
And
depending on your beliefs.
right. Well, if you see them during battles, at funerals, when people die, that would make sense that people sensitives would see these entities and say, "Oh, I saw," and then their own filters and biases go in, right? And
Oh
they say,
yeah,
"I saw somebody there, but it had a dog." It was kind of like, and they make sense of it. It was a person with a dog's head because you cannot get away from the dog shape. It's in us, right? So that's why
right.
maybe, and then once Anubis became a figure for the culture, he was manifested like
Mhm.
that.
And he was in charge of embalming and preparing the pharaoh's
Right. Well, that
body.
Right.
goes on to the religious aspects of it, but I'm talking about the impression. Like even today, you can have people saying they go into funerals and they see a black dog.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right?
Wow.
And even right now, and people who are sensitive say that they can see a black dog running after trains or running after buses, following people walking down the street. They don't know what's going on. They just see a black dog. And I don't know if they're seeing a black dog or their mind makes it look like a black dog because what the hell could this thing be? You know?
I will say on the subject of religion, you know, the office of the black dog in paganism is that of a protector to the priest and priestess. You don't see them used very much anymore, but they were prepared to give their lives to protect them and the other coven members, and they were referred to as the black dog.
Yeah,
So,
I think that this entity shows up. Why did it show up here? Cemetery, warriors, revolution. Maybe he's waiting for the next guy, you know? And I am sensitive enough to perceive him. But I didn't straight up see a black dog. I saw a dog shaped sized black entity,
well,
right?
they're also protectors, and it's common mythology, if you will, that a dog protects the cemetery. You
Right?
know, whether it's to having protected an old master or
Yeah, that
something of that nature.
right. Dogs now are not ghost anything, right?
Well, I
Dogs
mean ghosts. I
protect
do.
huh?
I do mean ghosts.
I know, but here's a quantum link for you.
Hmm.
Dogs here, not ghosts, are protectors.
Okay.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't they be protectors on the other side? The same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talk about the Rainbow Bridge and meeting our loved ones on the other side, and I say our loved ones are our little animals, their familiars and so forth.
Right.
And it's that's more of a recent thing, but it's always been believed that they're around to pick you up, so to speak, at your passing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You knew
interesting.
that's what I do, Lynn. I look at everything from a different perspective, and I say, "What's quantum about this?" Everything qualifies.
Oh yeah,
And I wasn't arguing about the ghost and the not ghost. I was saying,
I
"Huh,
didn't see it that way.
okay." But I was like,
I was more clarifying what I was saying.
I see a quantum link there. From the afterworld, the other world, the next levels, whatever, Valhalla, to an energetic link here. Dogs. Dogs are protectors and companions, but to who? The dead, the passing over. Okay. Oh, that means, yeah,
There's gonna be quite a tribe of them when I arrive. That's for
yeah.
sure.
I need,
And I don't think I'm going to be able to approach ravens.
I need
So,
more for this conversation. Okay,
are we
There's
an hour in already? Oh my gosh!
been over an hour. Yeah,
It's coffee time.
right.
it's coffee
Oh,
time.
anglers bringing this up. We will address this. We will address this. Now, this is where they are demons. Demons are demons, not aliens. Demons are demons. Mimics are demons. Well, they're mimics. They're kind of like a. We'll talk about it, but now coffee.
Okay. There's a video that I watched this week about the.
Not demons. Watch for ghosts.
Okay, we'll watch for ghosts.
No demons, just ghosts. Got it.
I'll wait till he gets back. I'll find it here on the computer.
Okay.
It's all about. It's the guy that's got the IQ of 200.
Mm-hmm.
Does this? I think it's like a 15-minute video interview and explains the matrix and quantum entanglement and puts it out in a way that is so complete and so concise. I'm gonna send it to.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting, you know, and somebody like that approaches something like that and is clear and concise. You can betcha that there's no guesswork involved.
Yeah. Let me get to my YouTube here. It's my YouTube history. So what's new with you this week?
Well, this week, not an awful lot, not really. Things have been pretty quiet here, and we're just doing our thing. You know, the first week of the month is always very busy here. You know, between our kids doing stuff and the rest of it, but you know, we're looking at the spring equinox here very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're also looking at a time of renewal. I always give the house a good clean before then, so that the next 3 months will be nice and easy and quiet, and that runs out the negativity and, you know, recleanses the house and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's where I've been with it.
I'm going to balance my eggs again. I did a video 2 years ago from In the Hinge, and I had the exact time of the equinox, and so I went out there with a 6-pack of eggs, and I got 3 of them balanced. And as I was just going for the 4th one of the cats jumped on top of the thing and they
What you doing?
Yep. Murphy, my problem child, jumped up there and destroyed the entire thing.
Well, they got eggs out of it, didn't they?
Yes, to clean up the mess.
Little rat things. But they're cat things anyway.
Yeah. I get that uploaded to the channel, YouTube. It's on Facebook right now. So yeah, I'm going to do that again for
That'll be fun.
Because a lot of people keep saying that that's an old wives' tale and it doesn't work. I'm like, the hell it doesn't. I'll prove you wrong.
It's, anything that people don't understand, they just automatically throw a label of old wives' tale, which I resent that. I'm an old wife. And the only people that can be really angry about that is really an old wife. So it's I've seen plenty of things that are supposedly old tales that are quite true. I know that an ant will not cross a salt line or a brick line, for that matter. So when you look at stuff like that, if you're looking for an alternative that will keep the critters out, it won't keep a mouse out, I'll tell you that for nothing. But it will keep roaches and ants out of the house. Using that line of salt along your windows and your doors. Now, the big thing about this, the reason they did this stuff, because, and they probably didn't realize it at the time, they just considered it, guarding against evil. But ants carry bubonic plague, the same way a tick or a rat can. And they can carry a number of other diseases. So they have their thought in reality.
I didn't know that. Wow. Cool. Okay.
Now, I'm not a big one for just going along because to get along. I'm really not. I want to know how's come.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. And, so many of these things are chalked up to just old fabrications. They're not. Vinegar and water with a pinch of salt makes for sparkling windows that don't get dirty in a hurry. And it also throws that salt line across the sill, preventing critters.
Yeah.
How about that?
2 for 1.
They didn't know that it did. They just knew that they got results they wanted. And intention, as we've pointed out time and again here, is everything.
Yes, it is.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi
no
there.
Ghosties.
No, not this time. Okay.
Sorry.
No ghosties.
We're evoking them. So
I
need to say this, and I know someone's going to say it.
Yeah.
Hit like and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. Subscribe. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that other guy.
Yeah, do subscribe. It helps us share this channel around. It gets us in a top position with YouTube, so that we're seeing more, and that can only help us.
Yep. And let me get that off the screen now. That's fine. Okay.
Okay, I've got a video for you. I'll put it in. Well, let's see. I can't do that, can I? Oh, I got it right here on YouTube, but I've had a problem with. You know how sometimes Facebook does that 2-step authorization, and you have to punch in the little 6-digit code thing when they send it to you. Well, I keep pressing the button to do that, and it won't send me the code.
Well,
that's why I'm on my phone. I couldn't get in on my tablet, and I couldn't get in on the computer. Let me try again. I'll try. Well, yeah, I'll try again. Well, anyway, there's a video here. The guy that has the IQ of 200. He there's a little interview, 16 minutes long, where he explains God. He explains the matrix. He explains quantum entanglement and how that all works together. And how then you bring in, the stuff from Nikola Tesla about the frequency and vibration and and all that stuff. And he explains it all so concisely that it,
The average person can understand it,
yes, the average person
and
can
they
understand it.
understand it too.
Mhm.
Okay, Raven. What kind of code are you talking about on Facebook?
Oh, they send you a code, a 6-digit code to either your phone or your tablet or whatever to
Okay.
make sure that it's really you.
But it's on YouTube, right?
YouTube does it occasionally.
And YouTube asked you to verify?
This was Facebook that asked me to.
But you said it was a YouTube video?
Yeah, it's a YouTube video.
Okay. Go open the YouTube video in a new tab.
Okay. Okay. Here. Copy URL. See.
Copy URL.
Copy video URL. Okay.
Wait a minute. What did you do? Did you hit share
No. I did not. I just right clicked.
on the address bar?
No, I right clicked on the video itself.
Okay. Can you
Should I
put
do it up here in the address bar then?
No. Can you put it in chat now?
Well, I didn't click the other thing. I just right clicked it and then I've got a menu to choose from.
Copy.
Copy video URL, or then it says copy video URL at current time. No, I don't want that. No, don't do that. See, copy embedded code.
No. The first one.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now
Got
come
that.
over back to our tab. Go into the chat. Can you see the chat?
Hang on here. I got to get over to it. See, I'm looking at you, talking to you on the phone, and I'm doing this on the computer. And I think I can do it here. Oh no, it's gonna make me sign in again.
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube on the laptop here.
Maybe that's a big enough topic you could discuss it on another show.
Or you could open YouTube in another tab, have 2 YouTube tabs open, and our show on the YouTube tab, and go to the YouTube chat.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll work too.
Okay, here we go. It should work. Hopefully I didn't click it too many times. Okay, now. Okay, now chat. Here we go. Come on now. And paste. Okay, now we hit it. There, it did it. Yay, it did it.
There you go.
Got it. Woo! There's Storm.
Yeah.
Samo. Hi, Samo. I can see the chat room now on the computer. I can't see it on the phone here. There's a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
But,
well, it's there.
Yeah. Okay. It worked. Anyway, yeah, it's a really cool video. Check it out.
Okay. Well,
And,
I have to set that up to check it out here. I can check it out on my own.
Okay.
But yeah. I just wanted to
It gets a little bit weird around here.
You're telling me.
It's just been lately, like maybe the last 5 or 7 years.
The cat.
You have a cat. There's the cat.
Boo!
Here, kitty.
Okay, I will check that link out, Raven, after. Let me go to the. That will get some views right there.
Yeah, we got cats on here. Come around.
That's not the link that I sent, is it?
No.
Okay.
I looked that up myself.
Okay. For a minute there, I thought, oh God, what did I do? Because sometimes if I click too many things in between something I've copied, something else entirely ends up when I paste it.
Yeah.
For a moment, I thought maybe that's what had happened. I don't know.
I will copy this link that you have sent to my notes today. of course, I have to do things the hard way. But that's why
That's
I was
just the way it runs some days.
Yeah.
Like for about the last 5 or 7 years. You know?
Yeah. Well, we're in a 9-year now. So 9
Yeah.
is the number of completion. And
And it also it finishes up some crap and it starts some new stuff.
right.
Right.
I
2025.
Oh, Storm.
What's he doing? So many
Oh.
cats, a few recipes.
Oh, you're bad. Oh, Storm. Yes. Now,
Leave my kitty alone.
Let's get really
That doesn't
scared.
sound right.
Ah!
Oh, big green eyes. That's cutie.
I wish I had these things on, like, I could quickly dole them out, but I can't. But okay.
The Storm
Going-
really does like cats. They just don't like him.
Really? They don't like
Well,
what?
he's allergic.
Oh.
He's just allergic, and there's no use in trying to fight it. Half people here are allergic to them, and I have things I like, and and a cat will make sure that's gone. So,
Oh, yeah. They're
well, they're little shits. They are.
There's broken glass around here nearly every day. At least five days a week. My shop vac never gets it dusty because it's always in use. Daily. I gave up.
There's no use for it.
Just lock it up. Don't want the raccoons
suck
taking
them
this.
right up. That'll handle
Yeah,
it.
don't want the raccoons taking this one to the.
Oh yeah, I know. Just little.
Yeah, really.
They've been
You probably
hibernating.
got the thing busted open, living in the damn thing in a tree somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think that's why they stole it. Is because I remembered I cleaned up a mess out on the deck where they had spilled a bunch of food, so there was some kibble inside that
There was
canister.
food inside of it. Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's why, because they left the hose, and so they could smell it. That's what I think they were doing. Of all things.
Not quite.
I think
We're not doing shop vac souffle tonight.
We're just sitting here thinking, Jesus H. Christ. You know?
I have it on video. I wouldn't have believed it myself. I think I'll upload that to my YouTube channel too. There's some cussing in there, but
I can't imagine why. You know?
and when I shot the glass out that exploded everywhere with the BB gun, the raccoon that came in the studio, and I took aim, and 2 seconds too late, I realized that if I miss, I'm gonna hit this glass door, and I missed, and the damn thing was only 4 feet away from me, and it, I mean, like a bomb. It just, that glass went everywhere. I'm still finding glass, in fact. And it's like the little.
So I got a question. Who makes more of a mess over there? You or the cats?
Oh, why should they have all the fun, though?
Seriously.
Oh,
what
God.
the hell send the shoe through the window? What's the difference?
Oh, yeah, spring is always
going to kill us. You know that, right?
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yes.
Destroyer.
Definitely.
That's a good one, Storm.
I am become chaos, destroyer of chat.
Yeah. That's taken from an
Your mouth is big and cutting checks your body can't cash, dude.
You know what? I was at a TJ Maxx yesterday, and they had statues. Getting back to getting back to the topic, they had cutesy statues of turtles and big, but they were big. They were really big, like for your garden or whatever. And they had solar lights in them. And I'm like,
The restaurant had this?
TJ Maxx.
No, TJ Maxx
TJ
is kind of
Maxx.
like
It's like Big Lots
Oh, okay.
for
Like Ross
expensive
or
stuff.
Mitchell's or some of that. Marshalls?
yeah,
Marshalls.
Marshalls. Yeah, like
Okay,
Marshalls.
sure.
They're literally the same company. You get a discount card for one, and they got them all listed on the back.
Got it.
But yeah, they had big statues, and I was like, "That's cool. I want one of those." It was like $25, right, for plaster cast to last years. But I'm now then this show has got me thinking, what if I put crystals in them? What if I embed some crystals? I do my own little plaster thing, put crystals in like the
Yeah.
hand or something.
That's a thought.
Well, you got to be really careful
Storm is saying,
because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Storm was saying chat is another word for cat. It's French.
Yeah, French. Yeah.
And chat is what you do when you realize they just posted out your window. Sorry. No.
Nathan, you got to be careful with quartz because you got to position. If you're going to do anything like that, you got to make sure that it's not going to be in direct sunlight for any length of time, or whatever is around it is not flammable, because the sun rays will go through that. They've started many a house fire, especially a crystal ball. You don't want that anywhere near, like a south window where it's going to get prolonged. Yeah. But
it's always been
oh yeah, I know. I'm taking all. They would be outside, and the house is bricks, so and they
but
would be
it's the
facing
neighbors.
away from the house. Well,
it'll act like a laser beam.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about that. But Tim is asking, anyone in chat have a good ghost communication story? Because that's kind of what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah,
and
kind of like that.
Interesting. And I was thinking, actually, I've been wanting to put little statues out by the graveyard entrance for a while, just as greeters, maybe one of those Mexican waiter statues where they have a little tray and they have the big curly eyebrows,
Yeah.
But
what are you gonna do? Put cocktails on that?
I don't know. Here, have a cup of coffee,
Put bird food on it,
like squirrels, like squirrel statue and deer statue. I'll get a deer statue. I don't care.
So ghost communication, it really depends on what's going on around here. And time of year has a lot to do with it too. I'll hear more from them during October, mid-November than I will any other time of year.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody passes, I'll often hear from them that way also, whether it's a dream or a persistent thought of them, So it doesn't necessarily have to be, the newly passed. It can definitely be somebody that's been gone for a while that you miss very much. You can hear from them as well.
Yeah, my dad made contact with me.
But Storm, that's just D-Class A as hell. Paul Bearer, really?
Paul Bearer. Yeah. He's saying this. Dress the Mexican waiter like a pallbearer.
Dress for success, I guess.
Yeah, my dad contacted me because I was reaching out, but I think he was still in the in-processing stage, and I heard a laugh, but it was his laugh from back when he was 30-something years old.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something. Oh, I'm invoking her now. Sylvia Brown said.
Sylvia Brown, yeah.
Sylvia Brown said, and I'm with this. You are about 32 years old in the other side, because that's the best
prime. It's a prime of life for most of us,
right? And also 39. Shout out Aussie Tiger.
Yeah.
You're still right there in that perfect zone. It's a great year to be.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Aussie Tiger. Happy anniversary, Tim and Sarah. Had to
Yes.
get that in. I'm sorry it took me so long.
No, I will say this, that quite often when it's like you realized when you were speaking with your ex, you know, you brought up happy times that made you all laugh, and they're very much in tune with those stories and enjoy them as well. Uh, there isn't the feeling of terror and doom on the other side that we might feel on this one. We're most of us not afraid of death. We're afraid of the process.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of reason to be afraid of the process.
Yeah.
You know, especially these days.
It seems to be very traumatic. That's why I would like to go like that. But I know that's not probably going to not happen.
Well, I've had some situations where I had near death experience, and it it's very much a place of peace and calm. The other side.
But it's
It
getting
doesn't get chaotic until you come back in, and you look up at somebody trying to beat the heck out of your chest, you know, and things like that, or putting electrodes through you.
Mhm.
But it's calm and quiet on the other side. Sometimes people will see Jesus, other times Buddha. Buddha's a big one. Uh, Pagans see our mother. Good Catholics will often see the Mary.
Mhm.
So I think it's what you expect to find.
That's what
yeah.
I've
It's a lot of it.
It's very Terry Pratchett. If y'all are not familiar with Terry Pratchett, he was a fantasy writer. He passed away a few years ago. He did American God, and he did that Amazon show with the angel and the devil.
Uh,
Amazon show.
Yeah.
Lucifer?
No,
I've seen Lucifer.
No.
Good Omen.
Oh, okay.
Terry Pratchett came up with the idea based for that.
There was a lot of that going on for a time, where uh, there was a story about a nun who could see demons. That's still very popular on shorts.
Yeah,
And Lucifer, of course.
that the nun that could
And
see demons. That
yeah,
that is a show called named Evil on Amazon. Very
okay.
good show. Very good show. It takes everything into account, and
It does.
it starts out kind of cheesy and silly, but it gets really deep, really good. And yeah, there's investigators, ones they're hired by the Vatican. It is so
Hmm.
cool. Okay, there's a priest, a skeptic, and a Muslim guy, and he's like the technician. And he isn't really a part of he isn't really a part of the investigation, but he ends up being because guess what shows up? A genie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with any of this sort of thing, uh, any more than I do depictions of magical and paganistic sort of things.
Right. It's just we are humans.
Why?
We have
Yeah.
manifested all of this.
Yeah.
We have manifested all of it. But I do not recommend some of this crowd can handle it. American Gods TV series. Some people can handle it. I don't think all of them can handle it because it gets really deep and dark.
Yeah. Well,
That
and I
me,
think a lot of writers right now are in that space, in that headspace too. Like we were talking about, we tend to get into a stream theme, and we'll have a show that's similar to another show, I think they do the same thing. I really
Oh,
do.
right. Yeah, they tap into whatever vibe is surrounding
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They just go with it.
And I don't think I would let a young child see most of that stuff. Otherwise, you are going to be tormented to 3 in the morning by a crying child who needs water and comforted badly. Because their minds will just go off the deep end with it.
Mhm. Yeah.
But you know, for the average person who wants to sincerely think things over, why not?
What was the name of that series you said that's on Amazon? You were talking
Evil.
about, huh?
Evil?
Hmm.
Is
There's
that
two. There's two. There's evil. That's the Vatican thing,
Okay.
and there is Good Omens.
Good Omens?
Yeah, so the first one's a story about a sister who can
Right.
see evil.
One character. She just made the memes because it's so obvious.
Yeah,
It makes a great meme. Makes a
she's
great
quite the character, and you usually don't see an older woman star in a show like that, but here we are.
Yep. And yes, Rachel. Yes, it is a supernatural show.
Uh,
Both of them are. Good Omens, more of a comedy. It's British.
well, it's
It's
very,
true
very
and
British and
right.
really funny.
But evil,
Very cool.
evil is a supernatural show. Very good show. If you get a chance, I binged it and I did not regret it.
Yeah, I think that the evil show is probably more in the darker realms, of course.
Well,
Your Good
that
Omens is just funny.
right. It is in the darker realms of things because it's like hardcore investigation type stuff. It's like ghost cops, okay? For real, except they don't arrest them.
Ghost cops?
So what is a ghost cop?
What are you gonna do with them?
Right.
So you slap them on the wrist and say, "Don't do that anymore."
A ticket for scaring somebody under the age of 10 or some shit? I mean, what does a ghost cop do?
Naughty, no. What?
That will be my television show, Ghost Cops. And you know what? We'll all be on it.
Just no, bad, no.
Yeah. Naughty ghost.
That was the first
Maybe
movie I
get my
remember.
ruler out.
Yeah, American
There'll
Werewolf
be
in
some
London was
serious slapping going on.
one of my favorite movies of all time because it's scary, but I wasn't that young. I was not that young.
Rest in
Oh,
peace,
Aussie got
PD.
it. Aussie is vibing with us. All right,
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, R.I.P.
Oh, Aussie, that's terrific.
That is. It's very clever. Love that.
Ooh,
That's
how
good.
much fun would that be? Oh my God.
Mhm.
If only for one or two, it'd be hilarious.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I can just imagine Ghost Cops come on and everybody that I associate with on YouTube has a characterization in it. And here comes Rich, right? Here comes Rich. That wasn't a ghost. That wasn't even a ghost. Go drink your coffee and eat your donuts, okay? You don't need this kind of crap in ghost hunting.
Excuse me, but aren't you a ghost?
But I can just see Rich coming in and being the huge skeptic. But I want there to be ghosts. But that's not a ghost. You're crazy. Why are you telling this to everybody?
I got the terrible realization of a beat cop, directing traffic. You're a ghost. Okay, stay to the left. No, you are on the left.
There was a TV show. I can't remember the name of it. And it was like an old Victorian house or whatever. And there were all these ghosts, and the whole thing sitcom was about these ghosts from different eras interacting with one another. And then and then like here comes the living person walking through the room or whatever. I can't remember what it was called though.
I
Raven.
saw a
It
section
was
of that.
called
Was hilarious.
Ghosts.
Was it?
Ghosts. I
Yeah.
know that show.
Yeah. I
The
watched like 2
creepy
episodes, and then I don't know why. Maybe I got rid of my TV then, or the cats broke the TV. I don't know. But anyway, I just only got to see 2 episodes, but I wanted to see the rest of that series. It was just hilarious. What a concept. I loved that concept. It was so creative and fun. You'd really have a lot of fun with that.
I would not have fun with that. I would
No?
not. No, that many people trying to tell me what to do. I don't think so.
Oh, well, not to be the human in it, but be one of the ghosts. That'd be kind of fun, you know.
I don't have that very situation at all. You know, I have an occasional Indian that walks through here that's apparently on a mission and is as startled to see me as I am to see him. So he's not a a residual, but he does, you know, have his route, you know. And I've got an older fella that passed away here that will inquire for his wife every now and again.
So he doesn't know.
And yeah, he knows. He knows. And he doesn't quite get that she is not in the house. He thinks that she's hiding from him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know, she will come over and I will talk about him, you know, and he has come through once or twice, and oh, there you are. Damn it, don't do that to me. It worries me. And he keeps on going through, smoking a cigarette.
I've talked to
It's a
Charlie.
Derek on this thing.
So she's crossed over. He's not crossed over.
No. He's crossed over. She sold the house to me.
Oh, so she's still living.
She's still very much alive.
I thought she was deceased. Okay,
No.
she's still living. I get
She's
it.
still living, and he's not confused. I would not say that, but he's concerned for her well-being.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
yeah, he'll say every now and again, "Well, just tell her I'm waiting on her," you know. And I tell him she'll be there in her own good time. You know how this works, you know.
Yeah.
Now I know one time I had another psychic call me, and she said, "I've got the strangest situation here, and I can't get through. Maybe you can." And I said, "Well, what's going?" And it was a young couple had made a motorcycle trip, and it ended badly. And but there was a considerable amount of money put away, and they couldn't find it. And this couple owned a junkyard, and that had been searched thoroughly, could not find what they were hunting. And I sat for a time and I thought about them because I had heard about their accident, and got a line, you know. And I said your families can't find your will or your cash box. Where is it? And said it's very important to them to find it. Well, you'll promise not to do anything that you shouldn't be doing. You know, this guy didn't trust anybody.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it was very much in part of his personality.
Mhm.
And I said, I swear on any God you like. And he said, well, just Jesus, I'll do it. You know, okay, I swear by Jesus. I said, this information goes directly to them. Okay, we'll tell you, but only you. You know, okay, yeah, I got that. You know, these conversations will go like that sometimes.
Mhm.
And here they had hidden a thing under a school bus seat that had a bee's nest. in it.
Oh my gosh.
And they figured that was the best hiding place in the whole yard, and they were right.
Yeah.
And I relayed that, and there was that cash backs and their will.
Wow.
So I asked them if they had any other money stashed away. No, it's all there. You'll count it. You'll see. There'll be. He told me X amount of dollars, and that was a fortune, just a fortune. And they counted it, and it was that amount of money. So it very much was a happy ending for their family, if not a good beginning.
Yeah.
But
I hope they tipped you well.
I didn't ask for any money. I wanted them to have their inheritance. Yeah, that was a crazy situation where and some people will hear their loved one and dismiss it or say to themselves, I'm imagining things, I'm in grief, and it ain't necessarily so.
Yeah. Yeah. I've tried to prepare people around me that are close to me in case something happens prematurely. I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon, but you never know, right? I'm like, okay, here's what I'll do. If your TV all of a sudden the volume goes up full blast, that'll be me. If the light flickers, that'll be me. And I can't remember what the third one was. What was it? Something like that. Any kind of electrical disturbances. And I know what it was. Check your answering machine, because I have seen videos where people have gotten messages on their answering machine from their deceased loved ones.
Yeah.
Within like a day or two of the funeral. Usually right around close, to the time that they, within a month of their passing or so. And we had something weird happen on a what do you call it? By Amazon. What's the name of that? What's the name of that little device? You plug it in and Alexa.
Oh, the Amazon Alexa?
Yeah. So my cousin passed away, and she I knew she hadn't crossed over because I could feel her so strong every time I went in their house. It was like she wasn't gone. And they had her cremated, and they had her ashes on the fireplace. Well, anyway, we're all sitting around on Sunday afternoon having a family dinner, and there's a thing that she used to say, and all of a sudden Alexa just blurts that out. And we all, we're not just like,
perfect.
Yeah.
My sister called me. My sister has half of my father's ashes. The other half of those ashes are buried in a cow pasture. And if you knew who this guy was, you'd say that was absolutely appropriate. And he was not a nice person, I assure you. And she called me up. She goes, I have a problem. Okay. And she goes, Dad's raising hell again.
No.
And I'm like, oh, just charming. What's he doing now? She had half the ashes, right? And sitting next to her husband's ashes on her mantle. And as well, the baby's having bad dreams, and some other things are getting broken all of the time, and nobody has done this. And I'm like, okay. I said, so he's raising Cain? I said, have you told him you're calling the exorcist yet? And I said, it works for me. He has not crossed over. He's terrified to do that because he was an evil person. And I said, all right. I said, gather up that ashes urn, take it out to the garage, and tell him, I'm going to relegate you to the garage. That's where you prefer to be anyway. And you can stop raising hell in the house, or I'm going to put you in the landfill. You got it? And she's told me she heard yes.
Cool.
And no more nonsense in the house. Now the garage was open season. Okay. Even find tools moved and sorted around and sorted the way he liked them sorted. It was crazy. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very much an active haunting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I said, well, if I ever find my way back home, I said, I'll put him to rest. I said, he's suffered enough. And she goes, he doesn't seem to think so.
Yeah, that's his ego coloring it. That's his
Yeah.
ego. He's holding on to it.
Yeah. He's like I said, he's afraid of the other side, and he has every reason to be.
Yeah.
Every reason. So, I am not angry at him. She's not angry at him. Because he is what he is. And if we get him to lie down for a minute, we'll send him on over.
I have read that it is not good health-wise to keep a pet ghost, or
It's not.
because don't they siphon your life force energy off of you in order to be able to have the strength to move stuff and manipulate still in this world?
My niece is extraordinarily psychic. She's got every bit of my ability, and some that I've never heard of. So, this chick can pick up, a craft and know precisely what to do with it and come up with something that the rest of us have to practice at for years. That kind of ability. So she's very smart, but she's there for a long time. She was the weakest at home. So, until she got some size on her, those ashes needed to get away from her.
Mm.
And I told my sister, I said if push comes to shove and he gets too rambunctious, trot that canister over to that pasture and get him joined up, because that may be part of the reason why he's being pissy.
Mm-hmm.
But I said it wouldn't hurt him a bit to have words spoken over him again. That may calm his spirit. But he's a lively one. I've never, in the time that I have been doing this kind of thing, he's the most lively I've ever seen, and I never expected to have a family member be like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there are some ghosts that simply aren't going to go unless it's kicking and screaming.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Who was it that said that? Yeah, DJ mentioned Amy Allen, the psychic on the Dead Files. Love that show. Said that living with the dead with dead energy can cause serious health problems like cancer.
And my nephew has had cancer. He's had a very rare bone cancer in a hand. That they had to amputate a section of his hand away to deal with that. EVPs are fine. I don't want to talk to this guy. You don't understand. When I say this man was evil, I'm not joking. And I really don't want to deal with him personally.
So why did your sister want half the ashes? Where are the other? You have the other half?
No, I don't. I wouldn't take the other half of his ashes on the best day I ever had.
Yeah.
No, his second wife got the other half, and she was pissed off at him too. and buried him in a horse pasture with the express notion of there being manure piled on it.
Amber is asking in the chat, what are you supposed to do with ashes? I have my dad's in my room. He was the best dad ever. Well,
He's fine. He's not going to bother you then.
right.
Don't worry.
If you feel like you need to do something with them, you can take the urn or container, carry the whole thing. Or you can sprinkle them, I suggest, on the ocean or in the woods. Or
that's one way. In woods, on a pasture. I know that there are some people that pasture would have just been idyllic. Okay.
Okay. Now, Amber, says, I wish he would bother me.
No, you don't.
Okay. Okay. Here's what. When you're laying down, if you really want to communicate, you've got to really want it. Okay. If you're laying down, about getting ready to take a nap, go to bed, right when you're about to fall asleep, your dreams start happening. Imagine your dad.
Mm-hmm.
See what happened.
Set that intention before you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You want to communicate, and here's the key thing: you want to remember the communication when you wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
And if all of that fails, there's nothing wrong at all with addressing that urn and saying, "Damn, I miss you."
Yeah. You know what? Now, no advanced techniques or anything to get started, right?
Yeah.
Do that. Imagine your dad. Maybe you and him standing in the kitchen, standing on the front porch, or whatever's special, right? And even if you don't remember, you will keep the feelings when you wake up, and your subconscious will remember. Okay. Then you start to get into some advanced stuff like setting intention and dream walking, and that comes later. But you got to get a feel for it first.
No, and here we are. Says I have had dreams of him, but I don't remember in them that he's dead. Well, it wouldn't serve you to remember he's gone at that time. You want to have a conversation, and that's perfectly, you have the ability to do that. What we're trying to tell you here.
And in the dream world, he's not dead. You're accessing the quantum realm, and no one dies ever.
Well, we're all very much alive on the other side.
Yeah, and we are just little extensions right now of our higher selves. He's the same entity he's always been. He's just more over there than over here. Right now, we're over here. We will go over there, but right now we're over here doing what we're supposed to be doing. And it's if this was easy, everyone would be doing it, right?
Yeah.
And what's strange,
it hurts. It's gonna hurt.
The ironic part of it is easy, and we are all doing it. But the veil is there, and our filters are there for a purpose. We might not know that purpose, but it's there. Because I can't just walk out into the hallway and say, "Hey, Charlie, hand me a can opener." It don't work like that. But
No.
I know he's there, right? He just got a little bit less of him here. It's all over there. Like right now, we've got a point of consciousness here on this side. They call it the mortal coil. You know what a coil does? It traps. A coil traps and keeps it in the coil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're
on the other side. It's everywhere.
Right on the other side, there's no entrapment to the physical, right? Over there, yeah, okay. It like I said, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. We'd all be ghost talkers, but it's not easy.
And I will tell you something that my psychic friend told me. She's very much a medium as well. She was one of the people that actually taught me how to harness my abilities. Is that when you begin to communicate with your loved one, communicate the way you would have if they were sitting next to you, and in that way you'll be able to visualize them. They may visualize to you. It really depends on what's going on. But don't be afraid to speak it out loud. They're not going to read your minds. Our mind is very, very private, and they only can occasionally walk into it. But, say what you feel out loud. You may not get a sound, but you'll have a feeling of it. Uh-oh,
Raven is
a
reconnected.
raven is gone.
She connected with a
Oh,
different.
there you are. I would say, in this case too, remember that your grief is going to go through steps, and there's going to be times when you're going to be mad as heck at him, and there's going to be other times when you miss the heck out of him too. And going back and forth like that, this will go on for a time. You might not ever not miss him because he's very important to you,
Hey,
but
Raven,
you can get through it.
back away if you can.
I think I got it fixed now.
Good.
Okay. Oh,
I'm sorry. I had to switch devices. I was down to 3% on my phone, and all of a sudden everything started to go dark. And so I was trying to,
Uh-oh.
and I had to do the little code thing to get in and all that crazy stuff. And
can you not plug in? Charge while you do it?
well, I'd have to. Well,
We hope that helps you, Amber.
Yeah.
It's a rough thing you're going through, and we all go through this sort of thing once in a while. You shut electric stuff off? Why?
she says she's
You
in
mean
12,000
your energy
Pisces.
does?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my energy will shut down computers. And Storm gets very annoyed with me when I do.
I'm learning to do things like that. I'm learning to do things like that.
Well, focus it at somebody else's and not yours.
Right. I got a room full of robotics. I'm focusing in on that.
There you go.
Yep. And
What if they form an army and come for you? You know? I know. Shut up, Moon.
yeah, all the robot dogs and 12-inch dudes are gonna come at me, right? They're gonna come at me, bro.
We love you, Nathan. I don't know how does something like that speak. I mean, there's no floppy lips or nothing,
This one's got. These all got speakers. Every single one of them, almost every single. They all got something.
That sounds like a really bad horror movie. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like really scummy, nasty.
All Soldiers. Shout out Small Soldiers, the movie.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Eric, like an evil Toy Story. They need to do that one. They need to make Toy Story the Dark Side.
I don't know about that. I mean, kids. I don't want kids scared. I don't like it when children get frightened for no reason.
Right. Well,
There's usually some reason.
yeah. Okay, well,
Amber, I have the same problem. Amber is in the chat room. She says, yeah, electronics just don't like me.
Yeah.
It never worked for me, but for someone else to work. Okay. I jammed up the entire. Okay. When grocery stores first came out with that self-checkout. Okay. So my local grocery store had 4 kiosks, right? And this was the night before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Couldn't pick the worst time to try this out. I'm thinking I only had like 3 or 4 things in my basket, but I managed to lock up all 4 of those kiosks for over a half hour. People literally wanted to kill me.
I can't imagine why.
I had
Oh gosh.
I could feel all the daggers coming out of their eyes. You're like,
Ooh.
that stupid bitch. What the hell is she doing? You know? What is she
Yeah.
doing? I just like, I just wanted to leave. You know, I didn't need to.
About that time, the whole damn thing would be gone. I'm leaving. I ain't even gonna do this.
I understand about electronics. I've been through how many computers by now, Nathan? I think I've been through.
Right.
Blowing them up with the crystal network and
I did that. And
That was
I can't
two.
wear a watch. You know, I'm late for everything, and it wouldn't matter if I could wear a watch. I'd still be late. It's just my
well, it's Raven Standard Time.
yeah.
There you go.
I try. I really do. There's always something.
Oh. With that tribe of cats you got going on, it's a wonder you arrive.
I always wonder I get out of the house at all some days.
Yeah.
You know, seriously.
Well, you know what, y'all? It's been over 2 hours. We've been at this for over 2 hours. We talked about all kinds of other side ghost stuff, right? We did. A lot of new people came to the show. Welcome aboard, everyone. You know, Amber showed up. Like and subscribe, Amber. You're certified right now, Quantum. I'm
yes.
certified.
She's got 6 cats. Yeah, she's my people. She belongs to my tribe.
Nobody finds this place that shouldn't be here. Really.
No one who has 6 cats is not Quantum. You are totally Quantum.
You're totally Quantum, man.
I got 2 dogs who think they're 6 cats.
House full of dreamwalkers right there. So, and we have other people. Amber showed up, and who was it? ZZZ. I think he's been here before.
He's been here. Eric Smith. He's been here. And they're new.
You know what? I am going to hook up that Alexa. I am going to hook it up. I'm looking at who's here. And
Rachel, I imagine Renee's there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about the new people. We got we got our people here for sure. He got a shout out. Yeah, buddy. I need to go to the YouTube. I can't see the
anglers here. Yeah.
The diehards have showed up because they heard the Quantum call.
Come to me. Oh, shut up, Moon. Anyway.
Yeah,
you know, our chat room is just so awesome, so supportive of everybody else, and you know that makes for such a happy experience, not just for you guys, but for us too, because we're not stressing.
Yeah, and yeah, he saw the Quantum signal. Okay, yeah, I got to get out of here because I've got things to do. I got clothes in the wash and the dryer, and I need to take care of them. Okay. And it's going on 1 o'clock for me. It's going on 2 o'clock for some people. Don't look at the clock right now. Don't. Just don't. Nope. Write it out. Write it out. It's okay. So, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
You're here. You're Quantum with all your cats and your dogs and your resident ghosts and aliens. We love them all. Remember, hey Alexa, tune into the Quantum Show on YouTube. Oh, I wish it was that easy.
Oh yeah.
Eric Smith came by. Like and subscribe. You're totally Quantum. So,
and big thing, it's not immaculate.
We never mention immaculate constellation.
No. Constellation, yes.
Yeah, I know what you were.
I knew I was going to say it wrong, and I didn't want.
Oh, and also, aliens are not demons. I checked.
Right. Demons is demons, not aliens. No.
Right.
Because you're a DJ, you make them go nuts. You are the DJ. Okay. Yeah. I remember.
While we're doing this,
give me the red light.
Let's give a big shout out to R. Keith Andrews, our good friend.
Shout out.
Positive
link
Perspectives.
Is in the description. All the links are in the descriptions.
DJ Wardove does fabulous new agey, heavy metal-y, loud stuff. So definitely go and
Mix
hear
what he
some of
hears.
that. It's absolutely
Oh,
Link
cool.
in the description.
cool.
And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start pushing buttons. Aussie has already given me the second red light. Now it's starting to flash. I need a flashing
Yeah.
red light. All right.
Aussie's gonna hurt you now. I'm telling you.
Talk to y'all soon.
Yeah,
Keeping it quantum.
keep it quantum.
Happy birthday, Aussie. Happy
Happy
anniversary.
Happy birthday, Aussie.
Happy anniversary, Stafford. It's 10 years. Awesome job.
And pushing buttons.